Good morning guys, it's October 14th. I'm recording the video for Thursday, October 13th. Okay, so going into the day, below or at aggressive, preferred or backup sellers area, sellers have a control. So I'm not writing a big story here because price is going down, right? So sellers are in control. So below this area, sellers have a control. Above these areas, some buyers may become intraday active, and then you can take a reactionary longs too, only above that area. Till then, favor shorts. That is the general statement here, right? Price is gearing up for the quick, strong move today. See, this is a bold letter, right? And then that's pretty much it. The story is about, 833, 805 is NQ's dream number. So let's go here, right? So these are the areas: preferred sellers, backup sellers, right? Above, intraday buyers. Okay, now NQ technically moved in the pre-market down this much, right? Almost 500 points, and then RTH it moved up maybe 1000 points, right? But it did not go above backup sellers area. So technically there is no long, even though it looks long, but there is no long. Ideally, contextually there is no long. But yes, we were observing this price action in after the open, and then we knew that there are buyers there, because they were holding all the supports. This price was slowly moving higher. This was a line in sand for NQ, this area. The moment it broke above it, buyers are in control, intraday, the way it did it, So yes, you can go long, maybe here at yellow line, maybe here, right? So, but then, sellers can step in at any point. It can get exhausted here also, right? So even though if you go long, there is no guarantee that it's going to bounce from here. It may go down straight from here because it got a response from this CPI high, right? Even though if you try to go long here, there is no guarantee that it's going to go through it. It may reply from here, right? So there were some short opportunities that you could have taken it from here, from the CPI high, right? But then the problem is, I said preferred sellers area and backup sellers area, right? Below sellers or at. So technically there was a short here, but that short was I imagine that short, assuming price is still trading here and then it comes there after open, right? So when I wrote the note around this time, 6 o'clock, right? So I did not see this move, right? So now, this is the distinction between the notes writing and whatever happens after that. You have to realize that point, right? I just wanted to, now all the members usually knows these things, right? But this is for the new members and YouTube watchers, right? Whoever is watching this video on YouTube. So the notes were written here, right? So I was assuming price is here and then it comes to this area. Yes, this areas will work. But now after that, if this much fall happen, like 500 point, and then after the open, if price comes there, that means price already traveled 500-600 point upwards to take this preferred sellers area. Now do you want to short here because the notes has said that preferred sellers area or edge sellers are there, right? Because now you have to plug in intraday what happened after the open. Price moved 500 point with super duper strong internals. Look at the momentum, completely to the upside. AD is rising consistently, right? So in that case, these areas may respond, but not much. So when you are going against the strong upward move, so you just have to sit out. You can't go long, you can't go short, at this high. So there is nothing you can do today, yesterday, so on Thursday, because I'm recording Friday today, right, for the Thursday. But there is nothing else you can do here. Ideally you should be able to sit out this entire damn thing, unless you initiated a long here, then it's fine, and then you might have built out here somewhere. That's it. But this price action is not even worth to even talk about it, right? Because there is no trade. Even though it looks there is a trade here, but there is no trade. However, there was one trade here, right in this area. There was a long setup that you can take, but there is nothing else. Why? Because a similar thing is in ES also, around this time, because this is a hunting level we are talking about, right? And price went sliced through this hunting level, and this was a CPI high here, and price launched the move out of CPI high. Otherwise, see here it would already got a rejection from CPI, right? But it couldn't go down much. And then next thing you see this pop up, right? Straight into this hunting level, back up by sellers area. Most likely it will revisit that area, because by the time you can see all this thing was totally 100% up, right? And this was a pullback into CPI high and haunting level at the same time, right? And then if price would have wanted to go down, right, it would have gone down right here, like it would have not have even balanced it here. It would have just gone down. The moment it started balancing here, and when you see this going up, so this is where you can put a long, and same thing here also. And then you can target this high, so because by that time it was like almost mid-afternoon, right? So most likely it will close higher, based on the way reversal happened. All these sellers who sold it, they got trapped, right? So here you can go long later in the day, but not somewhere here. Ideal way to do is to short. Look at last CPI, right? It never went, after looking this kind of drop in last CPI, price never went above this area. You can see, you can visit the last week CPI, last month CPI, and you can see it trended down, right? So it was not like this. So this is all purely manipulation by money managers or the hedgers and all this thing, right? But anyway, so don't get excited about this move or worry about it that, hey, you know what, I missed this. This is not the way. This is like a lottery system, right? You have to be consistently trading your system, not one of this kind, So, but anyway, so now let's talk about price action, right? So after looking at this drop, ideally, one thing you should do is not trading for entire day, because after that much drop, you cannot expect much drop. Yes, it may go down another 20-30 points, but that is all you can get, So do you want to, is it a worth exercise? And that 20-30 point is not going to be easy. So is it a worth exercise to short here and look for 20-30 points? That is the question. But still you can short, because the way, okay, let me put it this way. So it's not worth it, okay, first of all. But there was a but here, that you can still short it, because price may go down in another 100 point down. Why? Because there was a contextual breakdown going on and a higher time frame when this thing happened in pre-market. So based on that contextual higher time frame breakdown, you can expect price to go down more, and because of that reason you can short of the open or later in the day, but you cannot go long. You have to stick with shorts, even though if you get stopped out, and there is a possibility you may get stopped out, because temporary price may go higher, maybe up to here, maybe up to here, maybe up to here intraday, and then it comes down, right? So because of that reason, you don't know which level is going to hold as a resistance, because price did not pause here. It just came down straight down, right? So there was no pause in between. So price was not matured. So that means it can go up straight up, or it can turn one of this support, that is broken support, into resistance, right? So intraday, based on the price movement, you have to pick your location for the shorts and keep shorting for 2-3 times, and then you don't short, because by the time already that price is just taking your stops out, that means it wants to go higher, right? But it doesn't mean that you have to flip to the long side, and just let it go, So I shorted it right of the open, at 15. I think we discussed about 15 in pre-market, So yes, in 15 I shorted it right around here, somewhere, right here. So right here, and 20 also I shorted it, right? I got few points, but then I was holding for a little bit more, and then I got stopped out, pretty much at break even, or few point loss. Then I said in Discord that next area I will short is 54 or 62, 66 area. because 66 675 was my line in sand, which is this area, this circle. That was my line in sand for sellers for today. That means above, technically you can go long also, because that was the line in sand. If it breaks above it, that means price is going to at least go up to here. So, but anyway, as I said, right, long you have to wait for. In the morning I said, as long as it is below CPI high, I will not go long, right? So that's why there are no longs here. The longs are right here, as I explained here, right? Once it goes through it, CPI high, that was the long, and here, so 54 I shorted it, and then price went against me. I held it. 63 62 I shorted it again, I added it, and then it went down, right? At 40 we were observing it. Remember, we discussed about in Discord that 40 is making double bottom, and there was a reason why it's holding 40. I gave you the reason also. It was based on the 1 hour time frame, right? That 40 is important. So when it made a double bottom, I built out here, right? So whatever the loss I had here, right, in the shorting, that loss I recovered here, but I was looking for more, right? That was not the idea that I'm looking for to recover the loss. I'm looking for more points down, right? And this was a line in sand area. So, but I covered some to offset this loss, and then I put my stop at break even here around 58 or so, and then I just took my chance. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it will stop me out, and then I'll break even for the day. So, and I only traded micro, as I discussed in Discord, right? That after this move, I'm not comfortable trading regular contract. So I will do only micros. And if micro confirms it, then I put the regular contract in. And the line was here was 34. If it goes below 34, I will put the regular contract, Otherwise, I will not put it, So, but then price again went higher straight up into this 95 area. See, 95 was the key area. Right? That was the main area that price broke down, right? So obviously when it goes straight up, regardless of all this thing, everything was pointing up at that point, right? So it may go through it, right? But still you have to try shorting it here. So that's where I put my regular contract, So I shorted at 90, I put my stop at 95, and I took my chance, first regular contract for the day, And then I knew I may get stopped out because it was so much momentum to the upside. But if it works out, then price can literally fall, because this was the key area, right? So you can always take the trade when you see something, your setup is working out so far, months in, months out, right? So you have to keep trying your setup, right? You can't base your decision based on the outcome, or in certain situation based on the intraday situation. Some levels are important, especially if it higher time frame breakdown levels. You have to try it, regardless whether it's intraday is up or not. So I tried it here, and then I got stopped out. Fine, I stopped trading here. So that was the only loss I had it, but not a big loss, because I managed it through micros earlier, right? So now I know some of the people might have lost a lot yesterday, right, going against it, right? Or someone even made a big money yesterday also going upwards, right? But don't get excited or sad, because consistency matters. One day of price action is not gonna make you millionaire, and even though if you do become a millionaire in one day, you will lose that money. I'm guaranteeing you. In next 2-3 months, you will just put all the money down, give back to the market, because you got a lottery here. See, so it was not a system that gave you a winner. It was a lottery that gave you a winner. If you have a system and you take a trade as per your system, then you made a million, then it's gonna stay with you, right? Consistency matters, not one of the situation. Okay, so remember that. So now, and that was a long. So NQ, similar story. There was a long here. There was a short here. So I didn't, because yesterday also I said stick with one market, not two markets, right? So I only focus on ES, not NQ. I did not even bother to look at NQ straight, But this was the short here, right here, and this was also with ES. But overall, this was a short here also, if you wanna take it. But I did not focus on NQ. I only focus on ES. It's hard to manage 2-3 instrument when price is moving fast. Okay, so that's the story for yesterday, right? And look at the beauty of the levels, right? The backup sellers area held it pretty much throughout the day. See, here you can see it. See, so its price did not achieve anything. It stayed within backup sellers area in NQ, but however in ES it went above it. It turned this area into support, right? So going into Friday, this is the key area, 63, and NQ this 46 area, or this 944 is important for Friday. Okay, and that'll be all for today.